Liverpool versus everybody. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're starting your week off good. Morning, afternoon, good evening. Listen, just want to get into a few talking points, a few things that are on my mind. And one is just Klopp in general. I think it's fair to say that if we did up to this point question Klopp, question the scouts, question the knowledge this team has in players, the work they do to scout players, to get players, that should come to an end. Clearly, since Klopp has been in, every player he's brought in has been good. Now we can think about Colker coming in for that spell that he had and then leaving, almost to kind of fill a void, I guess, defensively. He ended up playing striker in some games. The goalkeeper we brought in, I can't think of his name. Starts with an M, Manigan. I don't know. Um, Other than that, maybe Klavan, even though I think Klavan's been a little bit unlucky with Van Dijk coming. I think Klavan, for the most part this season, had a decent season so far. But other than that, you can't tell me one player Klopp has brought in that hasn't done really well. You know what I mean? We got Klavan on the free. Um, what's going on with Andy Robertson right now? I think is amazing. What we got him for. Oh, what's up? How long do you think Salah will be with us? He seems a humble guy. Yeah, I'm gonna get into Salah. I'm gonna get into Salah for sure. I'll answer that in a minute. But getting Robinson for what we got him for, and you see a team like City. This is not me taking shots at City. I'm just trying to make a point. You see a team like City who are spending all types of money for Mendy and all these different defenders, goalkeepers, whatever. You get a guy like Robertson, and he's totally come in and made that position his. It's not even a question anymore. Alberto Moreno is not going to be seeing any starting playing time for Liverpool at left back in the foreseeable future. I can't see it. Robertson needs to be injured or needs to have a terrible run of form, and even then, Robertson is clearly the best left back on our team. Now people are saying that he's the best in the Premier League, and pump your brakes. A lot of people are saying these kind of crazy things. Listen, Robertson is good. We need to give him some more time. He can even be better, but for what we paid for him, it's amazing, and it's the clock factor. You know what I mean? Let's all be honest. Sadio, Salah, Genie, a lot of these guys, no, a lot of us fans didn't really see much happening. A lot of us did not see much happening. I think we teased that woman, I forget her name, who said that Salah was like a Juan Quadrado with this pace, but not really offering much. Listen, there's a lot of Liverpool fans that probably agree with that. It's easy to kind of troll her now or to bring her up now to kind of laugh at her, but she wasn't the only one who thought that. A lot of us fans thought that. A lot of fans of other teams, pundits, neutrals, a lot of people thought that simply because of what he did at Chelsea. Not remembering that Chelsea is known for giving away great talent. Do I need to run the list down? Okay, so we need to really trust what Klopp is doing. And I'm speaking for myself. I definitely am. Moving forward, guys that we get, especially if it's not a name that it's a big name, so to speak, or he's not ripping it up in La Liga or whatever. I trust Klopp. I trust his football mind. I trust his eye for talent, and I trust that just about anybody under Klopp's watch, under Klopp's tutelage, under his coaching, under his managing, they're gonna be a good player. They'll come good for us. That's my feeling. Maybe I'm deluded. Maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, whatever. I feel like Klopp knows what he's doing. I feel like Klopp um, is investing in this team, and it's an exciting thing to see. It's an exciting thing to see, and I just for me, it's just hard for me to if I ever did, which I don't believe I did, but if I ever did, I can't really question Klopp anymore when it comes to bringing players in, because under his tutelage, he does wonderful things with players who, let's call it what it is, and other teams they might not be doing that well. As good as Firmino is, I know Klopp didn't bring him in, but as good as Firmino is, do we think that he would be this great under another manager, under another system, around other players? Maybe the best players do. The best players can play different teams, different systems. So maybe he can, and it's not a knock on Firmino, because I think it's a possibility that he can. But I feel like he's that much better, and his career will be that much better, being as though he played under Klopp for however long he does. Now there's talk about, he might be hard to keep in the summertime. We know Salah, everybody would be after Salah, but now there's talks about Firmino being a player that, we may have to really, really, fight hard to keep hold of. So Look, that's always good when Liverpool have players who other teams want. It is. I know people probably think I'm crazy for saying that or don't want that because we don't want to lose our players, but it's always a bonus to have players that teams on the world stage are considering or have their eye on. It's always a good thing. We need to be doing our best to keep them. You know, whether it's winning trophies, contract situations, playing major roles in the teams, what have you. We need to do what we can to keep them. Klopp is brilliant at recognizing talent. At Dortmund, he brought in. Yeah, we know. Yeah. Klopp is that dude. He's that dude, and that's what makes me more happy and so confident about this team moving forward. Now let's go to the midfield. This is where I want you guys to interact. Are you happy with our midfield now? Clearly, I know we're bringing in Keita, so we don't have to bring that up. But other than Keita, if we were to keep Chan, is that enough for you guys? Do you feel like we need this Ndidi rumor is coming up again? Do you feel like we need a legit CDM, central defensive midfielder? Are you happy with just having Ox and keeping Genie and Henderson and Milner? What are you guys' thoughts about the midfield currently as it stands? For me, I'm not happy with the midfield. And you think about what we have going forward. You think about the defense and that improving slowly but surely, and then obviously maybe bringing some guys in. I think we need a midfield to match, what we have going forward. Naby Keita already coming in, but I think we need at least two other midfielders. If for nothing else, competition. Because to me, I don't see as good as Milner might have been yesterday, and as good as he's been this season. I'll give him credit. As good as Hendo has been from time to time, all the guys. We don't have a midfield where I look at it and say, man, we're gonna dominate this game today on any given weekend. Now we've done enough and we've done good, and some guys have played out of their skin and played better than I would have imagined. But moving forward, having Naby Keita in that team, we need to stack up that midfield. There's some guys who I would love to keep as those kind of role players, locker room guys, bench players, coming off the bench, helping us out, giving us a spark. But as far as week to week, we don't have a midfield for me where I look at it and say, you know what, this midfield is a midfield that will get us a victory or dominate this game. In so many games, and moving to that City game, those two legs, some of those guys are going to have to play the best two games they've ever played in their life, for us to be able to take that team out. I'm always confident in Liverpool. I'm confident we will beat City. At the same time, that midfield has to be amazing. We need that. We know what we got going for. We know the defense can do and good or bad, but we need that midfield to be strong, man. We need them to really, really impress and perform. We really do, and that's what I'm hoping to see. But yes, moving forward, I think we definitely need at least two more midfielders in that team just to strengthen the team up. That's not a midfielder I think week to week is strong enough to contend for a title. It's just not. You look at those players. We got some good midfielders, and again, I've said it before. They've really performed at top levels. Moments in this season, but it's not consistent enough, and they're just not strong enough in my opinion collectively. Midfield that we have right now, so I'm hoping that we bring in at least two more other than Keita. Mo Salah. Moving on to Mo Salah. A lot of talk. Is he on Messi's level? Is he the best in the Premier League? The best African? Listen. Salah seems like a really humble guy. If we bring Ndidi and Jorginho, that would be a massive. I love that. Ndidi and anybody else, really. I mean, Ndidi, can you see Ndidi in that deep line, holding defensive midfield role with Keita, and then like just anybody else, somebody else that was at least on that same kind of skill level, not the same player, but as talented. I mean, and that's going kind of, under the radar. Keita, he killed Bayern yesterday. I mean, they assist, a goal. I mean, he ran that whole game. If you get a chance, look at some highlights. I don't know if there's a way you can get a replay of that on your cable networks or whatever. But Keita, I cannot wait to see him in Liverpool uniform, man. This guy is he's a regulator, man. He's an animal in that midfield. He came off early, but got the goal, like I said, and got an assist. And that team, if they could keep them together, which they won't. Obviously, we're getting Keita. I think Timo Werner will leave at some point, if not over the summer. But they could be a team that I think could rival Bayern in that league, because Bayern need a team to rival them. They need a team that gives them competition. What about Decore from Watford? Decore's okay. He didn't really show me anything in that last game. I was looking for him and Capu to show something, because to me, him and Capu in that midfield is a pretty decent midfield. And they didn't really show me anything. Same with Richarlison. So, listen, Decore is good, and he may be good for us. I take him. If I had to say today, my choice would be Ndidi. If I'm thinking about guys just in the Premier League that I've seen, I like Ndidi. Decore is good. He's on that top maybe 3 to 5 list of players. I like Lamina from Southampton. If we can get Dembele or Wanyama, I doubt that. I love them, of course. But for me, Ndidi, I like him a bit more than Decore. I think Decore scores a few more goals, but I'm wanting to get a guy who just plays that role. Onyx loves the guy from Everton, Ghana Gay. We need a guy that's busy like that and physical, and not worried about scoring goals. I can see Ndidi being our content. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my thought of it. Now he's no N'Golo. He's definitely not that. I think Leicester City fans can see that, and the team can see that. They tried with what's the other African guy they brought in for a minute? I can't think of his name. But it seems like Ndidi kind of usurped him in the pecking order. But yeah, Decore didn't really show me much, man, at all, and I was a little disappointed. That, of course, I wanted to beat them, but I was looking to see something from Decore, just something in that whole game. The best thing he did was press Henderson, and Henderson gave the ball away. That was it. So, but moving forward, yeah, the midfield definitely needs to strengthen. But back to Salah. Salah seems like a very, very, I don't know the guy, but from what I can see, what I feel, a very, very modest, very humble guy. You know what I mean? And Ndidi, Decore, Hendo, Lallana, Ox, and Keita. Hendo and Lallana are gone for me, buddy. I'm sorry. Lallana, maybe if he comes back, he's a shell of himself right now. I'm shocked that he went to an England squad. I can't believe that. What's good, man? Yeah, and I'm not hating. I'm just saying this is why England won't win anything. These players that they're bringing in, you can't. You tell me there's no other midfielder in the Premier League right now or in the world playing football that's a better option than Lallana. He's hurt. He's not. I mean, why are you bringing him into the squad? I don't get that. I don't get that. And again, people are gonna say I'm a Lallana hater. I'm not. Listen, Hendo has been a great servant for Liverpool. He is not the one. He's not the one to be captain in this team. Number one, not the one to be a nailed on starter every game. He's just not. He's not. Lallana is class. Okay, look, we can all have our opinions. I thought he had a good season last season. I'm not ready to call him class. He had a good season. He's got some injuries. That's unfortunate. But maybe he'll prove me wrong. We'll see. I don't see class though. I don't. He's a decent player. He presses well. He's very active. He's very active. He can score a goal here and there. He spends too much time on the ball for me. Too much time on the ball. Lallana is good, but he's recovering from injury. Now I get that. And I agree. He's good. I don't think he's class or great. And good is the level. And again, I know he's coming off the injury. I get that. Same thing with Ings. I think they both could have something to show, something to add to this team as a whole. Anytime soon, though, I just don't see that. I just don't see that from either one of them. I think Ings is coming from a longer injury situation, but I don't see it in Lallana, man. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys probably don't agree, but yeah, for me, Henderson and Lallana aren't guys that I think should be starting for Liverpool. To me, he'll be a case to back up next year. Yeah, and I'll take that. Both of those guys aren't guys that I feel like. Now, if you're going to do this rotation thing, which I think is very beneficial in a long season, then sure. But on a Champions League night against, for example, maybe because we're going to be in Champions League for many, many years to come with Klopp. So, the Champions League semifinal night or just whatever. Barcelona coming to town. You think you say you like Henderson? You like him? What? His skill? As a person, I like him too. He seems like a good guy, but he's not a guy that for me, that you can really depend on and trust on. He plays 20 games a season. Adam, what's up? He can't even finish a season now. He's getting up there in age. Listen, I just feel like some of these guys with the injuries, it's not fair. It's not fair at all. But it is what it is, and you got to have guys in there that can actually play. You like Henderson's style of play. He keeps possession. Yes, he does that. He does. He was a little rusty yesterday or Saturday night, but you kind of can get that because he'd been out for a while, so it's cool. I'm just saying this, man. I just feel like moving forward, we need some better options in the midfield. That's all I'm saying. Back to Salah. I don't think he's allowing it to get to his head. All of this Messi comparison, Suarez comparisons, best African player in the world, Premier League ever history, whatever comparisons. I think he'll keep his feet on the ground. But it still irritates me, the whole comparison. And it happens in every sport. In basketball, every hot player here in America is compared to Jordan or LeBron or Kobe. All the top quarterbacks will always be compared to, Brady, Joe Montana, all the greatest. Yeah, Salah seems very humble. Yeah, so it's gonna happen. We can't stop it. Oh, when you're killing me. You wish we still had Coutinho? Okay. Look, fair enough. Fair enough. And I'm sure a lot of people think that. I don't. I could care less about that guy. I don't even like saying his name. Um, but tell me a little bit why. Are you saying, do you feel like we're missing that creative flair or that creative player? Do you think we're suffering without him? Or you just, that was one of your favorite players, so you miss him? Give me a little bit more with that, Owen. But yeah, the Messi and we need to give Salah some time. It's one season. Liverpool have been starved for this kind of figure like Suarez. So I get it. Playing style similar to it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good point. Good point. You know, we've been starved for that. So the moment we got it, I think people are very, very quick to all of a sudden put these titles on him and Photoshop all these pictures with him in pyramids and all of this other foolishness. Listen, let's give this man some time. Let's give this man some time. He has had a fantastic season, and it's only going to get better. You know, and I don't care who it's against. People will say, "Oh, it's Watford, they're not a good team." Look, Watford smashed Chelsea at the bridge. Okay, and you got Chelsea fans telling me, relax. Well, listen, first of all, there's nothing to really relax about. A win is good always. It's always a good way to celebrate. It's always a good reason to celebrate a win when you win. I don't care who it's about, who it's against. It's about getting points and moving up the league. So I don't care if it's Swansea, Bournemouth, whoever. If we're winning the games, it's always good. I think we're fine without him. I do miss the creativity, skill, and that right foot of his. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I mean, again, there's a plethora of fans, thousands of fans, millions of fans who probably feel the same way, man. So it is what it is. I definitely don't feel an ounce of that at all. Like I said before, to me, Coutinho was holding us back. We need a better mid three. Naby being one Salah has been out. The squirrel, yeah, yeah. The Messi comparisons need to stop. But again, like I said, it happens in every sport. It's gonna happen. It's gonna continue. I don't have a huge problem with it. It's slightly irritating. Like I said, Salah's a very humble dude. I doubt it's really getting to his head. He's going to keep his head down and keep fighting, keep working, just doing what he can do with the God-given talents that he's been given, and I'm sure that'll continue. So I think up to this point, I think a lot of people thought because he didn't score against Man United, then he was going to have this whole kind of slump, which is ridiculous. I mean, he's scoring 11-9. There's no slump. There's no fall off there. It's one game. United did a pretty good job at maintaining him, but that is what it is. I think all the other top six teams he scored against, if I'm not wrong, or will. I think we got Chelsea coming up. I'm sure he's going to. So listen, he's pushing 40, 45 maybe. You know what I mean? Salah's very humble, and I believe a Liverpool fan. And I believe a Liverpool fan. Oh really? Okay. I think I might have heard that. I wasn't sure if it was true or not. But yeah, no, I'm really excited about the team. A few things I wanted to come talk to. Not a lot of stuff. Wanted to get you guys' opinions. But Salah is definitely going to continue doing what he's doing. And again, he's so good that it's overshadowing, you know, Mane this year. Mane scored more goals than he did last season. I believe he's on more assists. He got at least a five assist to Salah. So, don't you think Salah has some similarities? Yeah, they got that low center of gravity. They almost kind of built the same. They both have this kind of shocking strength, especially with Salah. I didn't realize how strong he was. But I mean, that's a comparison on just kind of different ways of playing. I mean, again, Messi has achieved so much things. Messi has achieved so many things. And domestically, he's been in one team for all of his career. I get it, but to me, it's too early to be having those comparisons. Yeah, they may score similar goals. Change direction. The change of direction is, I think honestly, I think Salah is quicker and maybe better with the change of direction. To be honest, and in the penalty area, out in open field, Messi might have him beat. Messi is just filthy out there, just in the middle of making people look stupid. But Salah has the ability to do that too. He's done that several times against defenses this season. I mean, he may have done it the most against Watford. I mean, that guy Britos, man, that guy was on toast all game. Somebody needs to check his ankles, man, because Salah was just killing him all game. Him and I forget the Greek international man, I forget his name, but Yes, similar is one thing. Similar is one thing, but again, Salah needs to be in the league in the game for a little bit longer. I find it funny Messi has been performing for so many seasons. He's being compared to so. Yeah, I mean, but also you got to think about this too. You know, people want to knock Salah because he did it against Watford. Messi did it against a broke down Chelsea team that pretty much gave them the game. And after beating a team like that, we're talking about, see, this is why Messi's after beating Chelsea, really? The fifth team in the Premier League? I mean, defending champs, yeah, and all that, but they are a shell of themselves. You know, and it shows that losing Diego Costa was a big loss for them. I don't care what you want to say. Losing Diego Costa was a huge loss for Chelsea, but that was the coach's choice. It wasn't like he retired. It wasn't like he, died, got sick, or suffered a bad injury. The coach wanted him to leave, and he did it via cell phone. So, I don't you can miss me with all he did it against the easy team. What's up, Cash? Mane attitude seems to have changed. He doesn't mind Salah being the main man. I don't think he ever mind that. And the people who follow that silly rhetoric is strange to me. There was all these rumors about him beefing with Salah, being jealous. Again, him and Salah are very humble, very spiritual guys. I don't think any of that entered their mind. I think Mane was frustrated after that sending off at City, and that really got to him. It may have gotten to his confidence a little bit, but as I always said, he's always been playing well this season. He hasn't had 10 out of 10 games every game, but he's been pretty consistent in my opinion as far as getting in the right moments, right making the right decisions, filling out the play. I mean, he was responsible for a couple of those goals yesterday, if not more than a couple. So, listen, Mane is almost an X factor now because people are expecting a lot of things from Salah. They're expecting that kind of consistent work rate and what Firmino is doing. But a lot of people think Mane is kind of that missing link. Like he's not the same player he was last season. I think he's better. I think he's smarter, a year smarter. The one thing I critique him on, Mane played like a 10 against Watford. He was like a 10. He was like a 10, and that was beautiful to see. And I wonder if that's something that we're gonna try a little bit more. Maybe having Salah and Firmino up top as the two, and then having that floaty kind of 4-4-2 flexible. You know what I mean? It just comes down to him swapping wings. Mane, I hope he's working. Yeah, I don't even think it's that though. I don't even think it's that. And it shouldn't be that. I mean, he's a football player. He's a winger, so he should be able to be good on any wing. You know, a player that's only good on one wing to me is not a player that I would want on my team. You know, what I mean, if you only can play one way, one style, one side, then now it's different if you're a left-footed left back. Okay, I'm not gonna be mad if you put you at right back and you're not really that great at putting the ball in, but as a winger with both. I mean, he can use both feet. You know what I'm saying? So he's 2-footed. It's not like he can't use the left, he can't use the right. He uses them both, and he uses them well. He scored goals with both feet, passes the ball with both feet. So it may be that's not going to change, though. It looks like Salah is stuck on that right. Now, if we do something where we have Salah and Firmino kind of in that middle funneling through, we might be able to throw a Mane on the right, and then maybe somebody we bring in or put an Ox out there on the left, or maybe Lallana if he gets back to full fitness. Maybe try even Genie there. I don't know. But you know what I mean. There's a lot of things that we can do with this team, and I'm just really excited to see who we bring in and maybe execute some of these thoughts that we have, or some of these examples that people are making. So, but yeah, no, Salah is on his way. He's doing some fantastic things. I mean, just things that again you're running out of superlatives. You're running out of ways to describe this guy. I mean, just amazing. Every goal he scored yesterday was just something out of a video game. I mean, it really was, man. The way he was breaking guys down, the scoring off of 1 foot, falling down. Could say he was getting fouled in the box, probably a soft one, but I mean, the things he's doing is just. It's been a long time. Maybe Suarez, Torres. I mean, those were the guys who, were doing these things that just made you just so happy that time that they were at the team, and Salah's doing that. And again, it's shadowing, or it may be overshadowing some performances from other players. So at the end of the day, we're very blessed to have him, man. Very blessed to have him, Firmino as well, and Mane. This team in general, you know what I mean. I spoke about the midfield, but I love this team togetherness. Confidence is huge in all sports. Mo is flying. Long may it last. I don't see why I can't. And you're right. Confidence is there. I mean, just think about all the shots. I've said this before, but all the ones he's missed. I mean, he's had so many chances, and I think early on that was the critique, and people were kind of worried, nervous, thinking, "Oh man, he's missing a lot, though. Is that going to come back to haunt us?" But the thing about Salah that I love is that he's just so hungry. That goal that Ings the one that Ings, he gets a shot off and it gets blocked, and he's just so hungry. He's hungry for that one. He's hungry for the one where there's three men literally. He shifts the whole team. He goes from right to left with three guys. I think it was Decore, Britos, and somebody else. The whole team just shifting them all in the penalty box. It's almost like people are just watching him in awe. These defenders are literally watching him in awe, like because it's so amazing what he's doing. Their mind just switches off. It's like I'm supposed to be playing defense on this guy. Oh damn, okay. But it's just such a beautiful style of football that these guys are just frozen in time. It looks like. I mean, literally frozen in time, and they're watching. Their two homies at home just playing FIFA. They're just in awe. And to do that and to be falling down literally. I mean, the shot he put on the power he had behind that ball wasn't the strongest shot. It was kind of weak actually, and I thought he was gonna miss. Next thing I know, it's rolling past the goalkeeper. I mean, listen, this guy is just again. I'm running out of things to say, but as Adam said, I think just now, may it continue. May it continue. I don't see why it won't. But yeah, we're back at the international break thing, guys. So I got to figure out something to do, man. Maybe just watching old Liverpool games. Starting with the Watford one, that's a beauty. That would be great to watch that one back. But other than that, I don't really watch any of the international games. I'm not interested in them. I'm waiting for the World Cup. That's the most international I'm gonna get. But yeah, we got some time off, so knock on wood. Let me find some wood to knock on. I'm knock on the floor. Knock on wood. Sadio, Firmino, all the guys who are leaving come back healthy, and may the guys who are staying, at Anfield or at Liverpool do okay. How long have you been a Liverpool fan? Since the first season of Rafa Benitez. Yeah, since their first season. So that was early 2000s. But yeah, no, just really, really, really excited, man, and just can't wait to get back into the swing and playing Crystal Palace. I think is the next game. So, you guys enjoy your week. Any news worth coming to talk about? I definitely will. Till then.